guys, Kev here, and I have a full review to do for you on a flashlight. This is a light I've had for, I don't know, 3-4 months at this point. I've promoted the shit out of this thing. This is the Dapper Designs Ion flashlight. I picked this up off of LeftyEDC Supply on one of their gear drops, and I believe it was $59 for this titanium version. And there was a black aluminum version for, I believe, $49 or what did I say, $59? So maybe that one was $40. It was $10 cheaper. Maybe this was $69, the other one was $59. I don't know. This thing's like $60, $70. I am drinking a Waterloo Black Cherry Seltzer. Cheers. And, yeah, I want to give my full review because I have a lot of experience with this light at this point. And this is actually my second one. And I'll explain why I have a second one. And now I'm back to rocking a more premium light. I have the CWF Micro Arcadian, which you can see is not micro, really. I mean, it's AAA size, 10440 battery. But that's the thing I love about this Ion is it packs a big punch, 650 lumens for such a small package, right? Even this is pretty small. It's very manageable. But in terms of overall size and package-wise, this definitely wins. Now, clip-wise, the Micro Arcadian, I think, is much better, and I'll go over that in a second. I used to love this clip, but it just over time has really bugged me. Just does not have enough retention. It does seem like it does, but if you have anything else in your pocket and that you pull out regularly, like in my case a cell phone, it can be a pain in the ass because I end up just pulling this out with it. Like if you touch the light with your phone as you're pulling the phone out, it'll catch this and just it'll fly right out of your pocket because the retention's so weak. The Micro Arcadian, if I catch it, it might like jostle a little bit, but then the phone will get past it. And, you know, I might have to readjust the Micro Arcadian, but I don't have to crawl on the floor and go pick it up. You know, I've had this drop in between the seats in my truck so many times at this point. You know, so that's one of the drawbacks to this light. And then another drawback for me personally was I did have a bit of a technical issue on the one I had before. I ended up giving that one away, so it wasn't like bad. Like it's weird. I think it could have been a user error as well. But like I had times where I would take it out of pocket and it would basically be dead. And I don't know if I accidentally turned it on in pocket and it killed the battery or what, but then I would go to charge it and it would be fine. So it could be that, not positive, but I bought a new one just because I was kind of like at night, I was just like, you know, I'm just going to buy a new one. And then I never had that issue again with the first one, so I ended up just giving that away. I figured it's better off, you know, giving it away than just not using it or whatever. And it more than likely was user error, you know what I mean? So let's go over the usual review stuff. Aesthetics. I do really like this titanium. I do wish it was polished titanium. I just am more of a fan of a polished tie on a flashlight. It's just what I prefer. And that's like I was waiting for that Micro Arcadian to come in polished. I ended up reaching out to them and they made me one in polished, which was awesome. But like I've seen a few drops with, you know, stonewash, bead blast, zirconium, stuff like that, and I just passed them up because I want polished tie. Now, in this case, for 50, 60 bucks, or sorry, 60, 70 bucks, it's like, yeah, I'm going to take whatever titanium you give me, right? I do like the look of it. I just prefer polished in general, you know what I mean? I also think this knurling right here is kind of looks stupid. I know a lot of people probably like it. To me, it kind of makes it look more like a tool and less like a cool EDC flashlight. I know that's also dumb, but it's just how my brain works. I wish that knurling wasn't there. I wish it was just straight, you know, stonewashed across. I do like the little lines up in the front here. And then the tail switch is pretty cool. It does have this little thing so you can pop a lanyard on it, which it comes with. You can screw this cap off here and underneath there. So first you can take the cap off and then put this back on so that you have it without the clip, and then you can just use this if you want. But you can also take this off, and there's a magnet back here, which is cool. So this flashlight does have a magnet. That's one of the benefits of it over something like the CWF. Now, personally, I never used the magnet for anything other than using the magnet to show it off. Like, I would whip a knife out, and, you know, you could show how it works with a magnet, and that was basically what I used it for. One time, I did this on Instagram. I dropped this between the seats in my truck, and I used my Stout here to kind of like fish it out. And I got it out of there because I used the Stout, but like didn't really need it. So I haven't had to use the magnet really. Like, obviously the use case for this would be to stick it to a wall or a magnetic surface while you're working, right? You could stick it to something, and then you can have both your hands, right? So obviously it's cool that it has a magnet. I like that for sure. And it is a selling point in my opinion, but not as useful as you'd think it might be. It does have a side button. Oh, well, yeah. So aesthetics still. Sorry, I'm getting off track. It does have the side button here. I can go over the kind of interface in a little bit, but I will go over that. I don't believe you can adjust it at all, but I can show you all the modes and everything. Here is the, I guess, bezel, and then there is the light or whatever. I don't know what it uses or anything like that. You'd have to look that up, and you can on their website, which will be linked down below. I believe these are in stock. They list them as a pre-order, but mine shipped right away, which was weird. Even like Scotch and things, Steve, he ordered one after being on my live stream in like February sometime, and it said shipping in April. And he ordered it, and it, like, shipped right away. So, I think they just have that listed on accident, or I don't know. But, yeah, so I like it aesthetically. The clip is actually cool looking. I love a deep carry clip, and it's basically that. I mean, you have a little bit sticking out. It has their Dapper Designs thing on there. I know nothing about Dapper Designs other than they make this flashlight, and they're terribly hard to get a hold of. I had another friend, Sean, he ordered one of these. When, you know, I was promoting the hell out of it. That's one thing I want to mention. When I got this, I was saying how great it was. And I mean, I was on a live stream where like 30 people ordered one during the live stream. So we sold a hell of a ton of these. Now, I don't get commission for anything or whatever. But I just want to mention that because out of all the people that have gotten one, I've had one person tell me they had an issue with it. And it was basically Sean, and he couldn't get it to turn on or whatever. And he could not get a hold of them. Like, he tried messaging, emailing, whatever, for a few weeks. And then I tried, you know, emailing and messaging them on Instagram. And they didn't know who I was, I don't think, because I'd never talked to them before. But they did finally respond to me, and then they responded to him, and they sent him a new one, I believe. So I think that got taken care of, but it was, like, terribly hard to get a hold of them. Which kind of sucks. You know, you want to have good customer service. You want to be able to get a replacement. You know, I'm guessing part of it is the item is as inexpensive as it is because of that, right? They don't have a ton of people on staff to answer questions and shit. Because if they had to pay those people, this would cost more, you know? So it's kind of a trade-off. But anyway, that issue and then my issue that I kind of had where it would just die randomly. Like, it was always the worst. It would work fine. And then after a month or something, I'd have it in pocket and I'd actually need it. And I'd take it out in the dark or whatever and it wouldn't work. And I'm like, fuck. And then I go plug it in and it's fine. So I think I just wasn't charging it enough. And maybe this battery just dies over time. Even though I'm not using it a ton, maybe it just dies over, you know, if you don't charge it for a month and a half. I don't know. It was weird. But you'd plug it in and it would just start working again right away. It was super strange. So, I don't know. Anyway, I do have a USB-C port right here to charge, and it works great. I do actually have a USB-C cord right here on my computer. So you just, what I learned is you don't want to try to get your nail under there because it's really hard to get that little tab. You just take your thumb and roll it. Just take your thumb and try to roll it back, and you'll eventually catch it and pull that out. And then you just pop this on. Boom. you're charging. It'll be green when charging. It turns blue when it's fully charged, okay? Take it off, and then you just pop this little guy back down. If you really have terrible fingers, like they're just so fat you can't get it off, I guess you could just rip this off and then just have it exposed if you wanted to. But it does get in there nice and snug, and I've never had it come open when I didn't want it to. So charging's fine. I usually talk about aesthetics and then ergos, but it's not a knife, so it does fit my hand like this. I believe I have a 3 1/4 inch hand. Let's see. Here's the Stout, which is 3.3 inches. So there you go. From the bottom of the Stout, yep, my hand is about 3.3 inches across. So you can see here, it fits into the palm of my hand pretty easily. So it's about a 3 1/4 inch flashlight. Very good size, I think. Like, here is my Fulcrum. Here's the Micro Arcadian. We can switch those so you can see them side by side. There you go. Here's the Stout again. Here's the Stout blade again. See if we can line that up so you can see it. There. A little bit smaller than the blade of the Stout, right? I think that's, I don't know what else you'd want to see. I have my Saga pen here. Absolutely love this pen, by the way. I got to do a review on that too, I think. So, all right. So, yeah, aesthetically, it feels good, or ergonomically, it feels good in hand. I never really grip it like this. I kind of just do this, right? I just hold it like this. You know, you do this thing. You do whatever you want with it. But you don't really grip it like this or like this. I never do this stuff. So, for me, it's kind of just holding it, you know, like this, right where the button is. So it does work well that way. I like the button being on the side, honestly, on this one. I love a good clicky, but I think they were able to shrink this down and everything because of the side button, and it works pretty well. Yeah, my normal, you know, cutting, that's not going to work. So action, none of that's going to work. So I don't know why I even started that process. But carry, again, the clip just, it's good. It looks good. It carries well, all that stuff. But if you try to pull anything else out of your pocket, it will come with it. And then it kind of just, it wants to come out. Like, it'll fall out of your pocket real easy. This clip is much better than the other one I had. I think maybe I stretched that one out or something. I ended up bending it back, and it was fine. But it's just not the best retention. That's the best way for me to put it. Just make sure you're aware of where this is, because it might fall out at some point. I cannot tell you how many times I had to search the floor to pick this thing up. And it's the same way with Olight and Raylight, Pineapple Mini. Just the clips don't have a ton of retention. That's the thing. Like, at first, this light, I didn't like the clip because it was very strong on the clip. But when you get it in pocket, which is not hard, it's just this last little bit is hard, it doesn't go anywhere. And I actually really appreciate that about this light, having had issues with this one and other ones. So, but a lot of people love the Olight clip. I hate this clip. This is the only Olight I have. It just sits at my desk, and I use it to try to find screws I drop, and I use the magnet on the back. Oh, that's weird. So they don't magnetize to each other? That's crazy. It's kind of cool, though. I'm an idiot when it comes to magnets, by the way. But this thing's huge. Like, I would never pocket this. But anyway, the clip, I hate it. I hate that it has the loop over, and I get it. People love it for the hat thing. But these clips are just obnoxious, and they catch on everything, man. I don't know how many times I lost a flashlight because the clip would catch on something and pull out of my pocket. All right, so let's talk about the interface, right? We've kind of dragged on here. So you have a bunch of different modes, right? We have the normal, just flashlight mode is a long press. So half a second, boom, turns on. You have low, medium, and you have high. I don't know the lumens. I just know the high is 650, and it lasts like 10 minutes on 650. So the battery runtime is not huge. I think you can last on this guy for like an hour or something like that. And then this guy's probably like a half hour, and then this guy's 10 minutes, right? And just half press to turn on, click, 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 and you know, you're back, and then half or long press to turn off. That's it. And it has memory mode, so if I put it off on high, then put it back on, boom, we're back on high. And it just has that memory mode. I don't think you can turn it off, but maybe you can. You can look at the instructions. Then you can do Moonlight Mode, which is a double click. So no long press, just double click. Now you're in Moonlight low, medium. Oh, sorry. So this is low, medium, high Moonlight. Very, very low, but that's the point. It's Moonlight. So this is Moonlight high. Again, long press off, double click, memory on. Okay. And you don't, I always do this. I double click to turn it off because I'm doing what I did to turn it on, and that doesn't work. You long press. Triple click is a strobe. So warning for anybody with any issues with a strobe, please turn this off right now. Pause it, skip, whatever. I'm going to do a quick strobe. Triple click. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That is the strobe. And that's it. It's very simple. Oh, lockout mode is 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll blink like that, green. Turn it back on. It'll blink 5 times, or it'll blink and then turn on, which I don't like, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It stays on then. I really don't like that. I wish it would just blink and tell you it's off, and then you can control turning it back on, but it wants to turn on when you lock it back on, or when you unlock it. And that was when I had the issues. So I would lock it, and then I wouldn't use the light for like a couple days or something, because maybe I didn't need it, and then I'd go to use it, and I'd go to unlock it, and it just wouldn't unlock. It wouldn't work again until I plugged it in. So I don't know if it was an issue with the lockout mode on that one, or again, probably just user error killing the battery somehow. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this light. I really, really like it. I'm just a bougie bastard, and I liked it so much that I wanted to try something else again, and that's when I got the CWF. It also was, I really have wanted to try an Okluma and a CWF Micro Arcadian for months, and I just haven't been able to get one. And then recently I was able to get both, so it's just kind of happenstance. But this Dapper Designs Ion has been absolutely the best light I've had. Yeah, it's the best light I've had, especially at the price point. I mean, under $100 for titanium. And I mean, this thing is as cheap as a Raylight Pineapple Mini in titanium. It's not as cheap as the Olight i3T whatever in titanium. That's like $35, but you know, other than that, it's the most affordable one I've found that's this good, you know. And the 650 lumens is cool. Negative is, you know, it does have that very, I don't know what you call it, light, digital type light. It's not warm. It's cool, I guess you call it, like a blue light look. I do like the warmer lights a little bit better, but, I mean, for this price, it's hard to complain. I think it's just a great light to get if you're somebody who maybe doesn't want to carry super expensive gear because you lose it, or, you know, you just don't have a ton of money and you want to, but you still want to have something really cool, nice materials with a great interface. I think the Dapper Designs Ion hits that on the head. And if I wasn't just a bougie bastard, or if I wasn't a reviewer where I want to try all this stuff, I don't know if I would have gotten anything else other than this, because this literally covers all your bases. I just hated how it comes out of your pocket very easy. That's really my only negative, and I'm sure plenty of you guys know a way to, you know, do something about that, or you don't even carry it with a clip. You pocket drop it or use it on your keys or whatever, right? So I don't know. I might throw this in my truck or something and just have it in there. Right now it's sitting, it's just mounted to the desk via magnet like the Olight is on the other side. And I just use it when I need it, because I like having magnets around to find screws that I drop, or pull a screw out of something I can't pick, you know, with my big ass fingers. So fantastic light. Highly, highly recommend this guy. Wish I got commission on orders, because I would have made a few bucks, but, you know, whatever. I still highly recommend it. I want people to pick it up. So that is the Dapper Designs Ion. Also, you can just turn this and then spin the clip around. So if you prefer to have the clip on the opposite side of the button, so when it's in pocket, the button is like out, so you can't accidentally push it here or something, you can kind of set it up however you want. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.